So this morning I am reading about King Ahaziah. And as I was reading it, I was reminded about something a friend had told me. He said that suffering doesn't always change your view of God, but it always reveals your view of God. And it made me think about that, how there are people right now who are in the hospital, suffering, on the verge of death, and they are still praising and thanking God. And then I think about those people who are in the hospital, who are suffering, on the verge of death, and they are angry and cursing God. But then there's also another group of people who are in the hospital who are suffering, on the verge of death, and they are completely ignoring God. And as I'm reading about King Ahaziah, he is only 20 years old, and he's on his deathbed. Do y'all hear that? My sink is having this drip, and it's hitting a pot of water in the sink, and it's just like, do you hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear it. I can hear it. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm annoyed by it or not, or is it like kind of meditative? Anyway, sorry about that. Back to the story. And if you remember, King Ahaziah is the son of King Ahab and Jezebel. And so this is the story. King Ahaziah, he doesn't believe in Yahweh, or I should say, he doesn't have faith in Yahweh, because there's a difference between belief in God and faith in God. But what he does believe in, he believes in the false gods of his pagan culture. So this is what he does. He goes off and he sends messengers to the god of Ekron to find out if he will live or die. So pretty much like a psychic or something. He goes and consults them and see, is he going to make it or not? But even though Ahaziah doesn't reach out to Yahweh, the true God, the only true God, I love how in the story God still reaches out to him. This is, of course, the heart of God. This is what God does. So what God does is he sends Elijah, the prophet, to warn Ahaziah that, hey, you're not going to survive this. God tells Elijah to go tell King Ahaziah, this is it, bro. God said, your time is up. But of course, what does King Ahaziah do? He is trying to fight this. He's trying to fight God. First of all, let me back up. The fact that a messenger is sent to you, like if you knew God was telling you that this is your last moments on earth, like, what do you want to be doing? Like what would you want your last moments on earth to be? Just a question. And we know what King Ahaziah's last moments was. We know what he was doing. He was fighting God. And, well, first he was ignoring God. Then he started to fight God. And how does he do that? Because he's mad and he wants to get revenge, because he's like, what? So what he does is he sends 3 sets of 50 soldiers to attack Elijah. Yes. The first 2 groups that he sends, they are killed by God. Okay, God takes them out. At this point, you would think King Ahaziah is like, oh snap, let me listen to this God, right? No. He sends another group. And the last group, this is what they do. They ask for mercy, which is actually what King Ahaziah should have been doing. So this reveals, you know what I'm saying, like what Ahaziah truly believes about God. And even his own pagan gods. I mean, according to King Ahaziah, these gods, all the gods, are just here to serve him, pretty much, and fulfill every selfish purpose. And that's pretty much all. So as you think about your last moments on earth, I pray that it would be one of humility. Even now, you know, we're all dying. We're dying slowly. We may not be in the hospital right now immediately, but we are all dying. And while you're alive, take that time to get to know your Creator, to get to know the true God, the loving God, the merciful God. Because King Ahaziah didn't do that. And we see how that turned out. So yeah, very interesting.